Hiya, folks. If you're new in town, don't be shy and just stand by. Let me explain to you how this works. Feeling bored or lonely and you need someone to watch cartoons with? Then look no further, because I'm here to play in your ear. You can listen to the podcast alone or alongside the cartoon. The choice is yours. Either way, let's get to Toon Along. Well, hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Toon Along. Thank you for stopping by. For those who did, listen, today we're just going to watch an episode together, me and you. Gargoyles, Season 1, Episode 1. One of the oldest shows that I can remember in my mind growing up. 1995, 1994, something like that. Yeah, I just remember this show having all those great characters. I remember Goliath. I think that's the only name I remember. And Goliath and Xanatos. Okay, here we go. We're going to start the episode. Let's start watching. So get your video ready if you haven't. Otherwise, just feel free to listen along. And if this is inspiring you to watch an episode of Gargoyles, by all means, check it out. It's definitely a show worth watching. Probably should have won some awards. Let's get into it. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, play. Awakening. That's what it says right there. Nice font. Oh, nice shading. Those are really cool drawings. Somehow I feel like those are the gargoyles. Wow, I'm not going to lie. That's really well done. I got to admit, I think it looks better than Batman the Animated Series. Not the show. Come on. The show, Animated Series is by far better. But I just got to say, some of these city shots are better than Batman Animated Series. But nah, Batman Animated Series is the best. You know what I mean? Nothing to take away from that. But look, Gargoyles. Look at the details they're putting into this. It looks like a movie. When I'm watching it, watch this right now. Just see every frame. Oh, I remember her. Was she was like a detective or a reporter? No, a detective. I don't know if you guys remember, but VHS of Nightmare Before Christmas. If you remember, you popped it in. You had the commercials at the beginning. And one of the commercials was Gargoyles. I think it was for just the show, or was it, Season 1 or a movie or something? And just the way they played it. Because it's coming before Nightmare Before Christmas. And I think this was in this scene right here where she's touching the scratches was in that little mini video. But I just remember it playing and just being freaked out. And then all of a sudden, Nightmare Before Christmas pops on, and you're going, oh, and it's all quiet. And you just heard the Gargoyles commercial. Look how tall that building is going into the sky like that. There's a freaking storm. There's lightning going on right on top of the building. I'm telling you. Come on, anybody would just say that's dinosaur. Belongs to Gargoyles. So they're taking us back to the history. Yeah, this show, from what I hear, not from what I remember, because as a kid I didn't watch it for story. I hear there's a really deep story, a lot of arcs, a lot of good story. From what I hear, it's actually an artwork, a masterpiece. Just look at the way it's drawn. It flows like an anime when you watch it. Of course, you know who drew this, right? I mean, this is Disney, if you will. They made they pretty much revolutionized the cartoon industry. Now, they don't even do cartoons. Let's put it together. They do the CG stuff, but the cartoons, the animation, hand-drawn, gotta miss it. I'm just glad the Rocko's Modern Life one came out hand-drawn. For the most part, I think most of it was hand-drawn. And just watching this, the flow of it. Yeah, there's the Gargoyles. So what, there's 4 of them? Is that right? Yeah, I seem to remember this battle. But I don't know if it plays only in the intro or if they just pan back to it more often throughout the series. But yeah, just a basic show for a freaking 8-year-old. Growing up in the 90s, you're an 8-year-old, you got the toys. I remember I had this Goliath toy. You press the belt, and he would just scream, or he would just roar, and then his eyes would light up. The battery in that thing, I still got that toy. The battery in that thing still works. And it's the original battery, no joke. I don't remember if they're AA or AAA or if it had its own thing. But here's the thing. When I played with it as a kid, halfway, I would say maybe 6 years into it, the battery stopped working. It would work maybe once every couple days. I pressed it a few weeks ago and it still worked. I'm sure if I pressed it maybe 5 more times it would stop, but yeah, first time you see Goliath transform, they must be like, what the? Those characters in the back kind of feel like Zelda. They belong in the world of Zelda. The classic Viking, Saxon style looking. Whoa, Goliath couldn't bleed. Yeah, look at his eyes. Exactly like the toy. Eyes just lit up. So don't try to slice him up. Oh, I guess here's the rest of the boys. I remember there was a guy with the beard. He always reminded me of Rhinox from Beast Wars. Yeah, these guys are wicked. Honestly, if I was the Saxon soldiers right now, the Scottish soldiers, I'd be like, these guys are devils. These guys are demons. Now in this show, they're making them look like good guys, but down there, they're probably going, what the. But as a kid, you're watching and going, let's go, guys. Rip them apart. But in reality, it's like, hey, what if those things were real? I'd be like, yeah, I'm good. I want me a pair of those wings. Right there, it looks exactly like Battle of Helm's Deep. There's Rhinox. I always call him Rhinox. I always felt like this show, like there's Optimus, there's Rhinox, Rat Trap is the little guy, Cheetor is the other guy, the guy with the long nose. Yeah, Goliath's unstoppable. So what's Goliath's deal? Like there's an episode on YouTube of one of those battle against, and Goliath was in there. I forget who he fights. But what's his power? Like what's his weakness? Like I just imagine he can just get sliced up any time. He's still an organic being. Yeah, that guy looks like he belongs in Lord of the Rings, the animated series. Actually, this whole battle looks like it belongs in the Lord of the Rings or Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, pretty well done. That lady looks awkward. She looks like, hello, child. Yeah, you're a kid, you're looking up, your parents and your uncles are getting tormented and you're smiling looking up at them. Yeah, honestly, as a kid, because you're seeing the kid character, you're going, yes! Finally, the beasts have come! What makes you think they're not going to eat you? Okay, so there's a scratch. So they're showing the history of the scratch. Yeah. That person looks like she belongs in a fighting game. What's her name? Demonica or something? Demonique? Whoa. That guy's... So what? At nighttime they turn to flesh, and during the day they stone up. I mean, that's a huge disadvantage. If anybody ever caught you flying, they'd wait your ass out in the field or in a shelter if you don't get you. Or if anybody sees you and you spread the word and you go, listen, during the day we need to take a few hammers out there and, or at the same time, take them, put them inside of, if I was a society back then, and if I was thinking in their way, I'd put them in a cage, put them in let them wake up, and then you basically tame them. So what? Look, there's like 10 of them, 12 of them. How many are there? Oh, okay. You know what? I always thought the female one was the bad guy. Because whenever I played the game, I had the little tiger game, the Goliath, the Gargoyles tiger game. And she was the final boss. And I just remember her being a pain in the butt. She was so fast. You eventually figure out the pattern. But I always played the game more than I watched the show. So I always associated her as a bad character. But I know Xanatos. I always remember that name. She's got that toast in there. Oh, man, I want me one of them chicken legs. Look at their crests. They look like they're Jedis. Just a couple of Jedis eating some chicken. My fair lady, what saith of the Jedi Council? That guy belongs in Lord of the Rings. He belongs at the Knights of the Elves of Throppendarp. You know what I'm saying? He looks like an evil version of one of those elves from Lord of the Rings. You know what I mean? The one with the white hair. The guy that's friends with Galadriel. Yeah, what are you gonna do when these guys walk in? Honestly, we must sit and have counsel with them, my lady. Just looking at the back at those roast beef pieces on the table, on the plate. Looks so good. Yeah, that guy just looks so familiar. I don't know why. I see his face and I just think of Battle for Middle-earth 2. Is there a Boxard? Is there a... There's an elf in there with... it's weird. They're elves, but then individually he's an elf. When I think of an elf, I think of, the factory workers at the shop up there. Yeah, she just looks... Just put a little Triforce on her forehead and you know what you got. And that guy's the father. My princess, don't do it! Listen, I'll be reasoning here, okay? Motherfucker. Father, you can't be doing this to me. Listen, I haven't had my period in 3 weeks. That's disgusting. I'm out of here. Motherfucker. Look at that. Who's going to light up candles all throughout a hallway? How long would they last? Demonica, what have you got to say at a time like this? Listen, I know a way around. Don't listen to this fool, Goliath. He's trying to reason with you. Goliath's got those, 4 horns on his head. Never really noticed that. But I always remembered his freaking claws. That guy's so purple right now. What's that thing in the back there? It's just a chemistry lab by Mr. Elf. Wait, what does it say? Is there anything legible? Let's see. It's going too fast. Imagine there's a fuck you in there. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty Disney. Yeah, they're basically listen, if I'm going down looking like this. Goliath's got that Tim Tebow-ness. Who is that? So what, if they're covered by the sun, so if they put cloaks on, I think if they put cloaks on, they're good. Why wouldn't they just do that? Why would they hide on top of a building knowing that at any time a catapult can just fucking knock them out? Just go in the basement, chill, take a nap. That's a wicked castle, by the way. Yeah, and a lot of people compare this to Batman animated series. You can see why. The animated series, though, is actually a lot darker. The shading is a lot darker. But they're going to be filming a lot more night scenes, so they might make them a little bit brighter to compensate, right? But Batman the animated series, it's the effect. You want that darkness for Batman because it's night and day from Bruce Wayne to Batman, right? But this is just night all the time. So I think I remember there's an episode where they turn the stone. They're flying in the air. They turn the stone. Daytime comes. It was so epic the way the sun came out and everything. And I just remember that that cop lady had a freaking cart full of what do you call them? Present wrap, paper wrap, gift wrap. Gift wrap, and she literally caught them in the gift wrap thing. I was like, they were goners. Honestly, they were goners. They should have made an alternate universe. So what's going on? I don't understand the relationship between that dude. Oh, this guy. Yeah, this guy would be the... See, the guy with the one eye? No, there's no one guy with one eye. Some of that pet kind of looks like he belongs on top of a Yu-Gi-Oh card. You know which one? Third Tantraclops. 3 damage or something. Yeah, they didn't put too much detail to those background peasants. But yeah, just the way they flow on the screen. I mean, this is definitely Disney. They paid a lot of attention and detail to the backgrounds because they're going to be reused, and the characters, the way they were drawn, I'm sure it's of movie quality. Maybe the only thing is they didn't draw as many cells for motion as a movie. But still, you gotta be impressed by this show. 73 episodes. Like, imagine making 73 episodes. How many stories can you make with these characters? You know what I mean? It's just kids gobbling it up. And I mean, if they've got a story and an arc going, that's the reason why. But if you're just gonna make filler after filler after filler, like the usual formula for, I see they all got those eyes. They got the glowing eyes. I'm sure the Goliath toy I have with the belt, you press the button, is not the only toy that came out with all the eyes glowing. But everybody wanted Goliath. Who wants this guy? Is this a good role model for you? You know what I mean? I wanted Rhinox. I think Rhinox and Goliath. I remember a buddy at school, he had the red guy. What's his face? Triceraton? What's his fucking name? Is it Tricerator or Triceraton? Fuck. And this guy just looks like a Yu-Gi-Oh character. That's the guy I'm thinking of. He looks like Feral Imp. Look at him all. We're sorry, madam. Yeah, Goliath's just the leader. Doesn't got to do nothing. When the other guys go in, he basically sends his crew in, and then the other old guy is like the council, part of the council. He's got all wisdom. See, look, yeah, him and Goliath go out together. That's why. Or unless the whole gang's there. Could be wrong. Nah, you see, it's just them two. He's part of the council. He's got to bring the wise man to figure out the puzzle, because all the other guys are just going to get in the way. See, look, that guy's got scars. You know he's been somewhere. So what else came out for this show? I think there was a video game, right? There's a video game for the Super Nintendo and Game Boy, I believe. And maybe, a few comics. And I think they came out with was it a comic series a few years ago? It might have been a bit further back, but yeah, anytime they do comics, when a show is done, like for instance, they just was it the Shout Factory? They just made some Rocko's Modern Life comics. That was really cool. That they remade Rugrats, Samurai Jack, the Ninja Turtles got redone. There's so much coming out now in comics that it's worth getting, honestly, as a physical copy to hold it and have it. If it's digital, if it gets deleted, you don't have it. You know, it's done. Get it in copy. Go to the comic book stores. Go pick them up. You know, it's worth it. But at the end of the day, they're just remaking it, which is great. And I'm glad they did this for this show as well. Who knows what'll happen next? So yeah, they got to race the sun. Here come the rays. Oh man, that's such a bad weakness. Yeah. That sucks. I mean, listen, you're that old. You guys, the sun doesn't come out that fast. You got some time, man. You don't have to be at the edge of the cliff. What are you what were you thinking of doing? Going to attack the enemy? They can just go fucking get you now, man. Yeah, those look like the British longbows. What's going on? Still, they would have other things. Yeah, there you go. They pour some hot soup on them. No, why would you open it up? Yeah, back in the day, you just had to overwhelm your enemy with numbers. Catch them off guard. As soon as you break the gate, you take control of the guy at the top of the castle. Classic warfare like chess. But it's almost like a martial art if you think. Like I always thought of medieval fighting in itself, the way it's done, the way it's organized, has its own, art to it as well, like a martial artness, if you will. It might not be the smartest way, but it still has its way, And at least they're, like, think about that. Imagine being in a crowd like that, stuck in the middle, and it's coming. You're just waiting to get slaughtered. And if you go any further back, you're just getting pushed forward because the people in the back don't want to get killed, so they're pushing you forward. And it's just a battle of pushing yourself forward. You're squished there. You get an axe in the head. You're falling on the floor. You're tripping over. Yeah, not a pleasant. Like, why would you do that? Yeah, that guy. Why didn't it dawn on me right now? That guy looks like Thor. That guy looks like an appropriate Thor. He looks like a mythological Thor, not a Marvel Thor. Where's the lightning? Where's the lightning? I don't know. I was thinking lightning was going to come, Mr. Thor. Okay, so these guys are like, okay, now we can start up again. Oh, I guess it's too late. Their castle burnt down. That's what it is. They attacked their castle and they couldn't make him back in time. I remember this episode now. I can't really hear it, but I'm just watching it. Oh, yeah, that music playing right now. It's probably gonna live the test of time. Eventually what's gonna happen? They're gonna take all the greatest pieces of music from history, from movies, and they're just gonna recreate them in violin form, in simplistic form, and then just preserve them and put them in music notes, music sheets. That's in the episode, and then later generations will learn these songs just like we do with our songs that we learned from video games in our earlier days. So now it's saying to be continued. Okay, so they're showing a bit of what's going to happen in the next episode. Keep going. Yeah, I remember this. That's Xanatos up there. I don't know. That still frame looked like a Rugrats thing. I don't know if you know what I mean, but just the way it was moving and the character on the top of the building, it looked a bit it looked kind of like Rugrats. Yeah, I don't know. Batman the Animated Series definitely a better show, but the opening start of the show when they had the city, that was really good. That was probably better than most of the Batman Animated Series shots of the city. I would take that one and add it in the Animated Series. It would make it amazing. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, his building that he built in the city, he basically brought a portion or a piece of the old castle with the gargoyles already on it, and then I guess they had to be above a certain height or level. See, look how deep they go in the story. The building has to be above a certain height from a historical point. Like, that would never happen, but in this case it happened, and it makes sense. And yeah, really cool skyline there. It just makes sense. But yeah, just a great show to follow. And I'm just looking at the people who worked on this. The average names, why it's all Disney, that's why. I'm thinking maybe they might have brought some of this stuff to Korea, but look, there's actually a lot of Japanese. I'm thinking, you know what, animators, yeah, that's exactly it. It's the guys that did the anime for back then. Disney just hired the Japanese to do this. They did an amazing job, honestly. It feels like an anime. Needs more attention. Distributed by Buena Vista International. All right. Yeah, so that was Gargoyles Season 1, Episode 1. That's the end of the episode. Part 1. So that was Awakening, Part 1. So the next episode, we're going to see what's going to happen. I might just do it right away. I might just do a double header. Why don't we just do a double header and keep going? All right, so let's go ahead and get ourselves our next episode, all right? And we're going to open there. Start it up. And then there we go. All right, so there's the opening. So basically, if you started the second episode, I'm watching the Gargoyles. I'm seeing the sunrise right now. The army coming down. And the guy's got his... the gargoyles are flying in the sky. There's Goliath. So yeah, we just watched part 1. Just showed us some history of the gargoyles. From what I grasped, from what I remember, because I think I had watched this a while back, basically the gargoyles used to have their home. They got invaded. They got stuck there. Some kind of spell got worn off. They banished them. If the gargoyles, their house or something, or if themselves were above a certain height, they would have to be above something at the moonlight or whatever. Then they would transform. That's what I'm getting. So here you go. So they're just showing, I guess, recapping what happened before. The gargoyles are transforming. They just realized the gargoyles are transforming. Is that the first time the gargoyles transform in forever? I don't remember. Yeah, you know what? If there's a cartoon out there that's super metal, this is definitely one. Like, I'm just watching this, and I'm just thinking to myself, don't gargoyles, motherfucking gargoyles. There's Princess Zelda. Princess Zelda, what are you doing? Wait, was that her dad? Because it didn't look like that. No, it's probably her dad. It's obviously her dad. He's the king. What is he? He's the king that guards the castle. They have like a mini army in the back. They're getting invaded. Can't hold them off. The princess is there. And I guess the gargoyles protected the princess or something. Hey, Michael Reeves. Yeah, speaking of Keanu Reeves, that guy's pretty dope, I gotta say. Does all kinds of great movies. Even all the charitable stuff he does is pretty good. I'm sure if you asked him, he'd do an episode of Gargoyles. Why not? Yeah, that old guy right there. There's Rhinox. I should probably learn his name, but not right now. There's no time for that. Just got to watch second episode of Gargoyles. Yeah, thanks everybody for tuning along. If you're stopping by for watching this long, give yourselves a big pat on the back. Wait a minute, I'm just watching this castle burn. I just don't feel right. Stone don't burn, you know what I mean? That's why they built the stone. I think back then it was just a slaughterhouse. You just invaded, chopped your enemy's head off, be done with it, took over, rebuilt. Somebody came that and did that to you 20 years later, if you got to 20 years later. Yeah, this is super medieval right now. It's very metal right now. You got gargoyles, medievalness. You got fighting for the princess. Now, who's that guy in the back? Okay, I'm confused now. I thought that was the dad. So I wasn't the dad. So that guy was attempting rape before. Is that what's happening right now? Is that what you're doing, man? Is that what you were thinking? See, that guy's going like, I just realized what your plan was. And this guy's like, let's look in the book. There's no rule here that says I can't do that. Or maybe there it is. Let's just get rid of it. Here we are. He's like, how could you? Yeah, I'm just watching that princess character. It's really cool. It just feels Disney in motion. The way it moves, it feels like Disney, but the way it's drawn just feels like anime. It doesn't look like a Disney. It looks more like a Japanese animation studio made this. Yeah, just the way they're dropping down from the sky. You know what it is? It's a Japanese studio with a Disney budget. You're going to get quality. And back then, just think about it. Today, it's easier to make movies and shows. It's more automated. But back then, you had to draw everything. All these had to be drawn. So, and 73 episodes. Just think about that. And right now, we're on episode number 2. Hey, don't go away. Stay here. Unless you gotta go to the bathroom, but bring your phone or laptop with you. Why not? I'm not gonna watch. You're watching this. You're supposed to be watching this. Okay? Nah, come on. You wouldn't collapse the whole thing and just fall in there and be comfy. If I was a soldier, I'd be freaking running. Like those guys. There you go. But there you can't run from them. There is no running from a gargoyle, man. Especially from the dog. Those two guys are like, yeah, listen, we're both short. We're both the weakest. Why don't we hang out? Why don't we just stay together? We'll basically be as good as that old guy. But is that fat guy there? Is he bigger than Goliath? I don't think so. But he's bigger than, like, look right there. He's bigger than what's his face there, Rhinox. I just want to see green guy beside Goliath in comparison. Obviously Goliath's bigger. I'm just remembering because in the game, the freaking tiger game once again. Oh, that's really cool. What's happening? So now they're getting some kind of spell on them. He wants to sacrifice my daughter. Bring me your daughter to the slaughter. Yeah, bring me your fucking daughter to the slaughter. No, that's not how it goes. Ah, these guys are crazy. I don't know, this, what's happening now? Oh! Come on, Goliath, go get her. Good job. Yeah, those guys, there you go. They had it coming. You knew they had it coming, too. Don't play with me. You knew they had it coming. Pish! I like how those ropes just whipped. Pish! Oh, what a mighty roar. That's the scene. Like, that's the... You know in Lion King when Simba's getting held up and there's that moment in Lion King, they have that shot, that frame. That's the one for this show. That's the one for this one. This is the Luke, I am your father moment for this show. Look, he just sees all his friends there. So, that guy's an evil elf. You know, they have those, obviously. You think all elves are good. They have bad dwarves. They have bad men, evil men, good men. But I don't think there's as many evil elves because I think they're more of an enlightened being. They're older. They've been around longer. They wear medallions and they know what's up. Yeah, that guy just took an important page. Wait, did he just rip the page, some kind of spell towards them? Wait, doesn't he harden up as well? Because look, it's nighttime. Huh. It's nighttime and all his buddies are turned to stone forever, it says here. Unless they're raised above a certain height. That's what it is. Yeah, that castle. One of my top 5 castles, I'd have to say. The other one would be King Dedede's castle from Kirby Red Bag Hatcha. And maybe a few of the ones from, you know what's a good castle? The one from Redwall. That's a show, honestly, that's a show I haven't seen in a while. And that's medieval all over it. And even the books are really well written. The show is really well done, really well written. Big battles, great storyline. Yeah, Redwall, definitely a good show. I don't know why, but right now I'm just looking at Goliath, and I just hear the count. Ho ho ho! How many gargoyles? Oh man, that's a good way to go out. Imagine, like, if you could have a pose, and you can go out in any way with any kind of pose, what would you do? I think I'd do that. Hands down, I think I'd do that. So what? Now, yeah, there we are. Now we're in modern day. There's Xanatos. Is it Xanatos or Xanatoast? Either way, he looks burnt. Yeah, why do you need to run up, bud? It's like nobody's ever been up there. Nobody's been up there in how many freaking years? And you're just... He's just excited. That's all it is. That guy looks like out of an anime. He looks like he's going, oh my God, Disney. Mister, I will call him for you. And they will come to deliver. Yeah, right. This guy, who's going to do that? Who's going to bring a huge stone structure? You know what? In the future, when you get that elevation, or exactly, you get those kind of machines, and you get a whole army of them. But at the end of the day, I think most of these pieces are just going to be preserved. Like, you're not going to let some private guy buy up a castle. It's part of a country's heritage, right? But these guys, look at these guys. They're just taking it apart like it's some kind of toy, and they can just, we'll just put it over here. I'll put it over here on this side of the city. But yeah, just helicopter it out. No big deal. That's never going to happen. Let's face it. Yeah, unless you get that good old levitation. You know the one. Yeah, Xanatos or Xanatos, but it's with an X. There's no toast. The only one who's toasty is you. That's a cool lair. You know what? Gotta be my top 2 lair. Like, there's that one, and then there's the Ninja Turtles lair. But that one, I just hope it doesn't smell like shit. It probably does, in some parts, you know? But definitely my favorite lair. This looks like something somebody would build in Minecraft. It's like, hey, what am I going to do with all this glass? Man, just make a big building. This would never exist. The weight, just the pure weight on top, the city would never allow him to build that. Oh, now Xanatos is getting a little slice of what it feels like to get woken up by that. That's the scene. Right there. Remember when I said The Nightmare Before Christmas? That's another scene right there. Nah, that guy wasn't as epic. Rhinox was... That guy was pretty good. Oh, yeah, this guy came out pretty good there. This guy's just hungry. And you don't get to see the dog come out. He just comes up. Oh, go back to that frame where all the guys are staring, and go look at the guy on the right. Look how yeah, you'll know what I mean. Look how he looks. That guy's super excited. I mean, I would be too. Like, what are you thinking in there? What are you doing in there? Are you actually conscious when you're inside one of those stone things, or when I basically turned to stone? So what city is this? This is supposed to be New York, right? Yeah, look at Xanatos coming down like he knew this was going to happen. Oh, I think he did. Honestly, I think he did. Look at the guy's lair. He obviously did. And what is that? He's got some kind of German or Russian or Albanian or Polish descent. He's got some kind of Armis thing going up there. Oh, there's the book, and it's missing a page. It's almost like this guy just woke up. Listen, if I was that guy, I'd be like, okay, you know what I mean? I'd be like asking questions. What was it like back then? What can you tell me about this book? Like, what do you think this guy just figured everything out? These guys obviously know way more about the book than he does. From what I'm gathering, they would have just woken up from that big, large nap and just remembered what they just saw, so they would be fresh, you know, or they've just been sitting in there meditating and talking to each other. Imagine you're just sitting in there and you're aware and you're awake and you can't go to sleep for 1,000 years. But then somehow you and your buddies, you kind of develop a way to meditate and talk to each other. But you're not actually sure if you're talking to each other because you can never confirm it until you get out and you go, hey, was that true, everything you said? I said, what are you talking about? I was like, oh, you know, I was just imagining that myself. Yeah, that's Xanatos' army. Yeah, that's a sick middle name band right there. Xanatos' army. We're Xanatos' army. Yeah, this is a metal show right there. Right there. Just put some metal music and put the whole episode on mute. Put some metal music. I just want the Gargoyles to get out there, man. They're rusty. They've been wanting, man. They've been waiting. They need to feast. Oh, okay. So the sword could. Yeah, come on, man. Listen, the sword made that motherfucker bleed, and now you're telling me bullets. Listen, these guys are Xanatos' army. If Xanatos is smart, these guys better not be dumb, right? But they're just your classic. That's why Xanatos is like, oh, I got you. Xanatos is on their side. It's like, listen, you cannot kill them. It's too late. You go on and piss them off. I don't care if Xanatos likes them, man. Yeah, think about it. Who would be the better fighter? I would think it's the Gargoyles, the creatures that have been in there for thousands of years. They know their method. They fought many battles, many wars. But what do you do when you come out of that coma and you're fighting against somebody with a gun? And what do you think of this? Oh, what do you do? Yeah, here you go. Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Oh, there we go. And the castle's burning again. Oh, Xanatos is getting the big gun. Laser gun. Listen, Xanatos just wants to keep these motherfuckers alive so that he can use them for his own purpose. But I feel like Xanatos would be like Tony Stark, no? To the city? He would do all this stuff. He's got a really incredible lair. Is he really a bad guy or really corrupt? Well, I guess so, because anytime they make a cartoon or show or any kind of TV series where there's a building in the sky, the guy at the top, he's the bad guy. I don't know why, but that sword in his, the guy, Rhinox's sword, I totally forgot he had a sword. But now that I think about it, that sword looks like, I don't know why. I'm watching this and I'm just having flashes of the Zelda animated show. I don't know why. I think it's the princess from before is just, I keep seeing the princess Zelda. And there you go. They're using that same frame where she gets out of the car. So let's just put that one back in. She's looking up at the sky again. Well, I guess, no, you know what? To be fair, this is where they started. This is where we left off from the beginning. So, my mistake. And now Goliath's coming out. Here we go. Here comes another grenade. Now you know what that does. No, come on, man. That's not what that does. It doesn't shoot smoke at you. Oh, he's way too heavy. He forgot how to fly? I guess so. Yeah, Goliath forgot how to fly. What's going on? Oh, here come the stones riding from the sky. Oh, I think I remember now. I think he ends up saving the female police officer there. What's her name? She's a really cool character. Okay, this is how it happens. In my mind, when I saw those scratches, I thought it was on some kind of stone that was like part of a building already. And she just discovered it. Listen, if stones like that were falling off a building, she would not be anywhere near looking at it. In fact, yeah, I don't know. Did they have toys at McDonald's for this? I want to say somebody had something. They got it. Somebody must have had something. Disney, if Disney was involved, whether it be a promotional thing in a cereal or whatever, I'm pretty sure there was something. I'm trying to think what other thing I had. Oh yeah, with the Goliath toy I had. I remember he had these wings, but for some reason the wings were detachable. You can pull them off. And yeah, where do you think they are? They're gone. I don't have any of the wings anymore. They should have just left them on there at least. Or you know what? For what it was, it's probably a good idea that they had it that way. But still, exactly for that reason, because I'm a kid, I'm irresponsible. Yeah, you're going to lose that shit. It's going to happen. Oh, you're stuck. But what? Xanatos is on their side, right? I'm trying to remember what happens now in the show. I always assumed Xanatos was the evil guy. If I was the Gargoyles, I'd be thanking him. I'd be like, hey, thank you very much for rescuing me, you know? Hey guys, so we're at 20 minutes 30 seconds on the episode. We're almost done the episode. Part 2. If there's a part 3, I don't think I'm going to make the next one. I gotta watch something else. I want to watch something else. And you know what? Tomorrow morning, Saturday mornings, you know what that means? Saturday morning cartoons. Yeah, you can't get it wrong. Listen, since the age of, can't remember. Anyways, you remember the last time when they got rid of Saturday morning cartoons on Vortex? I remember I had watched a few episodes even before that, or a few Saturday mornings of it, and just remembering it going offline, off the air. It was just a sad day. Because you knew it was the last block. You had other TV shows. You still had the Cartoon Networks and all that, but it was different, you know. It was just that moment for you. It was your moment. You were allowed to get up early, get your bowl of cereal, go in the basement, and watch some cartoons. And this was, I think this show played on Disney Afternoons, was it? Or Disney Cartoons? But anyways, that's the end of the episode. So it looks like they're going to form some kind of alliance. Yeah, and the police had just made a small little barricade. Police should be evacuating everybody from miles and miles away. Listen, you got some demons up there. To be continued. Is that right? Yeah, that's really cool. Okay, yeah, they're doing a little fast forward preview of what's going to happen. Oh, that guy tries a motorcycle for the first time. Oh, Goliath got darted. Yeah, this is the scene. This is where he saves her. This is where Goliath and, what's her name? I don't know her name. I don't know why, but I want to call her Princess Cortana. No, you know what it is? I think that girl is supposed to be somewhat parallel with the princess from the original, right? That he's supposed to protect. So I think there might be something there. And Demonica, when did she come out? Is she even out yet? I don't even think so. But anyways, guys, that was the end of the episode. Thanks for tuning along. Thanks for tuning in. I don't think I'm going to do part 3 right now. I think I'm just going to take a little break. Because I don't know, like, what happens after part 3? Does it continue again, you know? To be continued, or I'm assuming it does, right? I don't know. Aren't they all the same? So anyway, so we'll keep it at 2 episodes. Yeah, thanks for tuning along, everybody. For those who did, basically what we're doing here, what I'm doing is I'm just trying to make an audio commentary for myself and for any of you guys out there that want to watch the old shows. And sometimes you don't have somebody to watch with, or you know what? Sometimes you just want to hear somebody talk about the show. And bring back those memories, and maybe you'll share some of the memories that I have about the show. So don't be shy. Subscribe if you can. Check us out. We're on Twitter, Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn, to TuneIn Radio as well. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. Hope to hear from you soon, all right? Take it easy, everybody. All right, ciao.
You just listened to a Toon Along Podcast. If you like what you heard or have any comments or feedback, don't hesitate to check out more on iTunes, Spotify, and TuneIn Radio, as well as Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube for more info. I'll see you next time. Ciao!